Alright everybody, how's it going? Today we're going to be doing another Nomad survival video guide, and this one's going to be on the second challenge for the second map, the Crossroads. The stipulations for this challenge is that you have 1 HP, can't change that. Enemies have 4 times the HP, but you get 2 times the experience. So some trade-offs here. 2 times experience is pretty crazy, and you can still pick up study for an extra percentage. So this has been a very fun challenge. I've enjoyed it a lot, and I just wanted to go over all of the things that I think will make your life a little bit easier if you are struggling with this one. So I'm gonna start at 18 minutes, mostly because the most important time period in this whole run is gonna be from minute 20 to 24. If you can, honestly, 20 to 21 is probably, 20 to 22 is probably, yeah, 2022 I would say probably the most important part, but the rest of this is all pretty important also. So we'll just kind of go over everything like normal, starting with character select, and we will go from there. So basically, character select, you're gonna want to go with the lawnmower. I think the Crusader is the best choice here, mostly because his weapon ability has knockback, and when you pair that with spectral sword, you create this really large zone of safety for you. So in this particular challenge, where if literally anything hits you, you die, that's going to be pretty dang important. In regards to heritages, this will be one of the few times that I will ever give my blessing to the Berserker heritage. You have 1 HP, you have no HP to regen, so there's absolutely no negatives to going to the Berserker heritage, and with the 4 times HP increase on the enemy mobs, this is going to be pretty important. So I would definitely just go the Berserker heritage, while Poxbringer does the same thing. It's slower, and you know, Poxbringer, I'd like to say that it is pretty dang good for bossing. I don't know how it stacks the damage in particular, but I feel like it stacks it very, very well for you. Oh, that was good. But the Poxbringer, outside of the boss damage, and I mean, as you just saw, we just wiped the floor with this boss. I don't really see any other particular reason for you to go that, basically. So, Berserker, just all around the best choice for sure. And the knockback from Crusader paired with the damage is mostly the main reason. So let's go into weapon skills. So if you're going to play the Crusader, or really any class on this, I would recommend getting your Spectral Sword to level 10. This will give you the 3rd sword. That's going to make your weapon ability go off 3 times, and that is just a huge upgrade for all characters. So regardless of who you play, that's just going to be extremely important. Outside of that, I would say that things like, I like to stand in the middle basically for this. I feel like that's the easiest thing. So I like to play around large AoE abilities like Colorless Glyph, which I just didn't really find too often in this, so I didn't really pick it up. But Colorless Glyph, Purifying Circle, and Chain Light Shock. Chain Light Shock, really huge here. One of the things that I will say is like mandatory in my opinion for this, just to make your life a little bit easier, I would just highly recommend getting Immaterial Cloak to level 5. This gives you the ability to not have to worry so much about getting your EXP, because it will drag it to you. So if you can get that, I would prioritize it whenever it comes up in your little weapon store. I think it is one of the best abilities for the majority of these challenge runs, because a lot of the times you're going to be kind of stuck playing in a specific area. At least in my opinion, it's the easiest to stay in one area, unless the challenge is a little bit different. But Immaterial Cloak is just going to make it to where you're much more comfortable in whatever area you're standing at. So that is how I feel about weapon skills. Feel free to pick up anything. With the 2 times experience, you're going to be leveling up significantly faster than you normally would, so you have definitely more skill points to spare. So in the beginning, I would just, like the first like 10 levels, just focus on picking up any weapon skills that you see. You need to pump out a ton of damage to make sure they die with the 4 times. So I just think it's pretty intelligent for you to just grab whatever weapon skills pick up. They're all pretty decent. Well, spawn in the same place, and I think it's very important that you get those. So don't really worry too much about it. In regards to passives, I've been picking up miniaturization just because there's no negative to being smaller, basically. So I think it's important. And on the off chance that you do happen to unfortunately get hit by something, there is also no negative to having extra evasion. So this could just really help you out. The main thing I wanted it for was to dodge the laser beams as well as the moon drip, which is the stuff that falls from the sky. Other than that, all you really need is SP regen. SP regen is obviously going to be huge, especially if you're playing things like Crusader or any class for that matter. So SP regen is going to be huge during this challenge. In regards to just like generic map mechanics, this is definitely probably what we have the most to talk about for this challenge, because if you get hit by anything, you lose. Doesn't matter what it is. And this map has a lot of mechanics that work very well on, they don't deal a ton of damage, but they can hit you once. So the first and most important one, in my opinion, is going to be the portals. So killing the portals as fast as possible while you don't have a ton of DPS is going to be very important. The reason being, it'll spawn those little flying eyeballs, and they'll spawn from anywhere, they fly in from anywhere. That is really hard to deal with if you don't have very good DPS. So it's really only important for the 5-minute portal, and maybe the 10-minute if you're really just like struggling to find good weapon skills. So be on the lookout for those eyeballs. They can definitely impede you and make it much harder to do this. The second most important thing is going to be those little purple bugs, they're outlined in purple, that drop that giant AoE circle that deals damage over time. In the normal game on this map, those bugs, they're not really that impactful. They don't really do that much damage, you know, they don't really get in your way too often unless you get in one of the crossroads, and you don't really have to, you know, worry about it at all. But in this game mode, where literally one tick of it will kill you, be on the lookout for where those are, be on the lookout for where you kill them so you don't accidentally walk into it. And I would just, for the most part, unless you're going to take care of a like one of the portals that's at the end of the crossroads, do not go in the crossroads. I don't think it's going to help you. There's very small situations where you might want to go in there to run away from something like the boss, but for the most part, stick away from it. The bosses that you need to worry about. The second boss, if your DPS isn't insanely high, you're not able to take him out that quick, can be a hassle. The reason being, it spawns those specters, you cannot damage those specters, so you're going to be forced to run away from those specters the whole time. And if you are struggling with DPS, like you can't clear out what's in front of you, that is going to really impede basically you beating this challenge because of those specters. So, ooh, this is bad. Okay, we took care of it. That was getting a little dicey right there. And then the real big area of the map, or the time frame where you're most likely to lose this challenge, it's going to be within minute 20 to minute 24. The reason being, at 20 minutes, a portal will spawn. I do not recommend that you go and kill it because the boss spawns at 21 minutes, as well as the purple bugs being out and the moon drip going down. It's like all of the bad things happen at the same time. So you have the most things to worry about in this 4-minute span. The most important thing for you to do is to dodge the moon drip and kill the boss as fast as possible. The boss with the 2 laser beams, like what you just saw right there, can be a hassle to deal with depending on where it spawns and where you're standing. If you're in one of the crossroads, you're going to have a hard time walking around those laser beams because it goes the whole distance of the crossroad, not diagonally, but up and down vertically. Not diagonally, sorry, horizontally. So that is a really big time, because those bugs are spawning, so you're limited in which direction you can walk. The laser beams from the boss are also there, and then there's the moon drip that you have to worry about. And then on top of all of that is the eyeballs from the portal. So the order in what you want to do things is get rid of the boss, and then go kill the portal, all this while dodging everything else. Don't be in a rush to go kill the portal if your DPS is doing alright, because the main thing is I would just stand in the middle. If you're not worried about the portal, just stand in the middle and dodge the moon drip until it stops. And then after that, you're pretty much scotch-free until the boss at 30 minutes. And like you just saw, hopefully with all these extra levels, your DPS is going to be through the roof. Chain Light Shock obviously just put in work for me. And Fireball is actually pretty good too if you can get it to level 10. It does really great AoE damage. and combine that with the knockback from the weapon skill from the Crusader, and you're gonna have a good time. So now that we're at the end of this, I'm just going to go over everything really quickly one more time. So class selection, you could do it with any class. I would recommend the Crusader or the Divine. They have really good cheese mechanics for helping you dodge some unlikely abilities. The Whisper might not be the best here because if you're not really putting out that much damage next to you, if something gets next to you, you are a little screwed. But other than that, every class is pretty much fine. Ratfolk Archer is probably not the best because its weapon skill is a little underwhelming at the current moment, but hopefully after major update number 5 it's not that big of a deal. Heritage, there's absolutely no reason for you to go anything other than Berserker. The increased damage is going to help you out so much because the mobs have 4 times HP, so you want that double damage. You only have 1 HP anyways, so it's not like you're gonna regen anything. So just go Berserker, definitely the best class here. If you're really struggling with getting the correct weapon skills that you need and you think that that's going to be more helpful, you can go Nomad for those extra rolls, and that'll help you secure whatever weapon skills you're looking for. Speaking of weapon skills, in regards to weapon skills, feel free to go whatever you want. The only thing that I would say is mandatory is Spectral Sword, which is just always good. I think getting it to level 10 is probably one of the best abilities, because you get to have 3 of your weapon skills going at the same time. That's huge, no matter what class you're playing. So, Spectral Sword and Immaterial Cloak level 5. You want it to be level 5 so that it can pull the EXP towards you. This will give you a much wider range of movement because you don't have to worry about getting EXP. It'll just come to you. So if you want to stand still in the middle, you could do that. If you want to round, you could do that because all the XP is going to come to you regardless. So it doesn't matter where you're at on the map. In regards to passives, I picked up some Miniaturize just to, if in the unlikely situation where I do get touched by a mob, maybe I'll evade it. And on top of that, my character model is smaller, so it's easier to dodge the Moondrip. In regards to mechanics on the map to look out for, you want to be on the lookout for the level 2, the 14-minute boss. I think it's Mind Flayer. I call him Cthulhu. The Spectres can sometimes get on top of you if you're playing, say, the Divine or the Whisper. Actually, the Whisper, you can move him away. But if you're playing the Divine, you might get unlucky, and the Spectre might be directly on top of you. Generally, you have like half a second to move away after the Divine uses their ability, but sometimes, depending on mobs, maybe your DPS and where the boss is, you might just get screwed over a little bit. So just look out for that. And then you want to be on the lookout for the purple bugs that drop the black AoE because you only need to be hit once for it to kill you. You want to be on the lookout for the eyeballs that spawn when portals are up. And you want to be on the lookout for the Moondrip, which starts at 20 minutes. If you can avoid dying in that 21 minute to 24 or 20 to 24 minutes spread, you're pretty much done with this challenge. The third boss is a little annoying because it has all of the boss abilities, but your DPS should be flying through the roof at that point, so you should be able to burst them down really quickly. So that's a very brief overview of everything we went over. So if you just want to skip to that point in the video and here you are now only watching like a minute of it, by all means do that. Definitely saves you some time. As always, I'm going to go ahead and plug the Nomad Survival Discord. You can go and check that out and get the link on the Steam page. Everyone in the community is super nice. You can get to talk with the developer of the game. He answers almost every single question and is really good about adding any community feedback that he thinks might make the game a little bit better. So you can see all of the things that he has added because of the community on the patch notes. Anything that has the community tag, that is an idea that the community came up with, and he was like, wow, that's actually a good idea. Let's put it in there. Fox is really good about that. That's the developer. So definitely check out the Discord. It's a great group of people. And definitely check out all the patch notes on the Steam news section for Nomad Survival. As always, I really appreciate the support. Definitely give a like to the video and subscribe if possible so I can keep on making these great videos. I love playing this game. It's been a blast. I will go through the rest of the challenges later in this weekend. I have a fantastic long weekend this week, so going to be putting out a lot of videos. And until the next time, guys, thank you very much. I will see you next.